The governor moves to lift some of California's drought restriction. And President Biden addresses Canada's parliament as the two countries strengthen ties.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
A live lookout from our Cohasset Ridge camera shows partly cloudy skies on this finally a Friday, but what does the weekend hold in store? Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jason Stiff for first check of your forecast. Jason, a nice break from the rain today.
Yeah, we've had more than our fair share. We would love to have more rain. We definitely need it, but right now things are a little bit quieter. We started the day fairly clear and also quite chilly around the valley and the foothills. The mountains were cold too. We had lows in the teens this morning, but as expected, with just enough instability and enough moisture, we've had some spotty snow showers over the higher terrain. Certainly nothing compared to what we've had the last several days and weeks, and we're going to lose most of the clouds that we have right now. We have a partly cloudy sky around the valley, but the temperatures, as you can see, still at least 10 degrees below average. Mid to upper 50s right now with 30s and 40s in the higher terrain, and we're going to lose most of these clouds yet again tonight. So by 11 o'clock, some lingering snow showers over the higher terrain, but a mostly clear sky by tomorrow morning, which is going to lead to yes, another frost advisory. Details about that and our next storm, which is coming our way next week, which has already spawned a winter storm watch, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Jason. First at 4, a big announcement that could impact your everyday water use. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom stopped short of ending our drought emergency, but did pull the plug on some restrictions. With so much rain and snow from recent storms, the governor announced today the state will stop asking you to voluntarily cut water use by 15%. And he eased rules requiring local water agencies to impose cutbacks, although conservation is still key.
That this state has put an unprecedented amount of resource into improving and modernizing our conveyance, our diversion infrastructure, investments in groundwater replenishment, and strategies around stormwater capture. I can't make up for the last 40, 50 years, but I can demonstrably say that $8.6 billion that we've approved in the last few years, we're putting those dollars to work.
Now, also today, state water officials said our reservoirs are so full they will more than double the amount of drinking water that cities will get this year compared to a previous allocation announced last month. Water districts that serve 27 million people will get at least 75% of the water they requested from the state supplies, and last year they got only 5%. And more water coming statewide. The amount of snow piled up in the mountains is already at 223% above the April 1st average. Most of that will melt in the coming months, flowing into reservoirs and posing more flood threats downstream. Well, 2 men are in jail after a stolen dryer gas leak forced people to evacuate this morning. Police say 2 men stole the dryer and a washing machine from a complex on the 1200 blocks of West 5th Street. Then they ripped it out, and that ruptured the gas line, so people living there had to evacuate their homes until crews were able to stop the leak. Less than an hour later, an officer spotted the suspect's truck on Rash Lane near Kennedy Avenue. The dryer was in the back. Officer arresting Daniel Corcoran and Esteban Salazar on burglary charges. Butte Cal Fire's water rescue team is on its way home. That crew helped with flood rescues and recovery in Tulare County. Now, this is a rescue from March 17th. You can see them as they helped 17 people and a dog bring them to safety. This was across a flooded river there. A historic trip for President Joe Biden, making his first presidential visit to Canada this week. Bree Jackson explains what he and Justin Trudeau are talking about.
A warm welcome as President Biden makes his first visit to Canada, standing shoulder to shoulder with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and taking part in critical talks.
Americans and Canadians are two people, two countries, in my view, sharing one heart.
Our border is no longer just the place where we meet each other. It's the place where we will meet the moment.
The two countries share the same goal of stemming the flow of migrants crossing their borders illegally. The Biden administration touting a new joint effort to address this issue. The agreement allows each country to turn away asylum seekers who cross the northern border without authorization.
We are working in lockstep with the Canadians to try to deal with this from a regional perspective.
While illegal crossings into the U.S. from Canada have climbed to historically high levels, it's just a fraction of what's happening at the U.S.-Mexico border. Republicans blame the Biden administration for the influx there and other challenges.
That fentanyl and illegal drugs are flowing across the southern border, and they want to know why more isn't being done to stop it.
During the president's visit, the two leaders are tackling a variety of issues, including climate change, the war in Ukraine, and rising tensions with China. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
As part of the new agreement between the countries, Canada will offer 15,000 slots for migrants to apply to enter that country legally. A scam warning from Anderson Police. Scammers are spoofing phone numbers and posing as the Anderson Police Fraud Unit, but they say there is no such unit. Scammers may use your name. They will tell you the call is being recorded or ask for a service payment. Don't fall for it, and call police if the scammers call you. A man missing in Shasta County is considered at risk, and the sheriff is asking for help finding him. The family of 59-year-old Alex Hayes Sr. says he was last seen around 4 o'clock March 10th at his home off Old Altours Road in East Reading. He drives a black Ford F-250 Lariat with a black camper shell. The truck has chrome bumpers and rocker panels. Call the sheriff's office with any information. Explore Butte County is encouraging you to explore local eateries as part of Restaurant Week. It kicks off today and runs through April 2nd. 21 area restaurants are taking part, offering specials at special prices with a theme built around wildflowers, as we are expecting an amazing bloom this spring.
I mean, living in Chico pretty much my entire life, I really love being involved and being able to have a business that is able to be involved in the community and working together. We're part of the Downtown Chico Business Association, and we love working with Explore Butte County to just really show off what Chico has to offer.
That was Emma Martin, co-owner of the Allies Pub in downtown Chico. You can find a complete list of participating restaurants to help plan your food journey on our website under News Links. A traffic jam likely to last weeks because of work along one of Chico's busiest roadways. Plus, 5 officers accused of second-degree murder will never work again for law enforcement in their home state.
President Biden ordered airstrikes on a Middle Eastern country early this morning. I'm Nicole Skenga at the White House, where U.S. officials say a military base used by American militia came under deadly rocket fire from an Iranian drone.
Hi. Linda, the event is just now ending, but for the last
Chico State Athletics and the NCAA helping rebuild paradise today with Habitat for Humanity. Action News Now reporter Lauren Cooper is live at the site where they came together to help. Lauren, what's it been like out there?
Linda, the event is just now ending, but for the last several hours, Chico State student athletes and coaches were out here helping paint houses for those in need. From track and field to golf to basketball, they all came together to put some finishing touches on a home built for a campfire survivor. They were given hard helmets, paintbrushes, t-shirts, and aprons, but that didn't help much from getting their hands covered in green paint. Some students told me this is their first time painting a house, but it's a fun way to volunteer.
It feels really good to know that we're making a difference because we've all heard and seen the impact that the fire has had. So it's nice to know that we're part of the rebuilding mission.
There is a qualification that people go through. They have to be willing to partner with us, so they have to work alongside other volunteers to help build their house. So they're doing sweat equity hours with us. These houses are simple, decent houses, and we actually use the floor plans from the Rebuild Paradise Foundation.
Habitat for Humanity typically builds 2 or 3 bedroom houses that are in between 900 and 1,200 square feet. Homeowners are allowed to choose their cabinets, flooring, and countertops. And this is Chico State Athletics' first time back since 2019. They were doing similar work, helping rebuild houses with Habitat for Humanity, but because of the pandemic, they had to put a stop to their work until now. I'm Lauren Cooper reporting live in Paradise with Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Thank you, Lauren. A lot of good work going on there. Well, last year, Habitat for Humanity built 7 homes in Paradise. They're on track to build 8 this year and plan to build another 10 next year.